There is a version of you that reacts to everything, and there is a version of you that remains untouched. This video is about the distance between those two versions and how to close it forever. Think about the last time something ruined your peace, a message you didn't receive, a tone that felt off, a comment that stayed in your mind longer than it should have. Nothing physically happened to you, yet something inside you collapsed. Your mood shifted, your confidence weakened, your energy drained. And the most dangerous part? You didn't choose it. That is the real cost of being affected. Losing control without realizing it. The human brain evolved to detect threats. Thousands of years ago, this kept you alive. Today, it keeps you anxious. Your mind does not distinguish between physical danger, social rejection, emotional discomfort. So when someone ignores you, your nervous system reacts as if survival is at stake. Heart rate changes, thoughts race, stories form. This is not weakness, this is conditioning. But conditioning can be undone. Nobody ever took your emotional power. You gave it away, slowly, unintentionally, repeatedly. Every time you said, "They made me feel this way. That situation ruined my day. I can't be okay unless this changes." You reinforced a belief. My inner state depends on outer conditions. And as long as that belief exists, peace will always be temporary. There is a moment that changes everything. Not when life improves, not when people behave better, but when you notice this simple fact. You are reacting automatically. You feel before you decide. You think before you observe. You respond before you understand. Awareness interrupts the loop, and interruption creates choice. Psychology tells us something critical. Between what happens and how you respond, there is a space. Most people never see this space. They live inside reactions. But once you see it, you can step into it. In that space, you breathe, you observe, you choose. This is where emotional freedom begins. When you stop reacting, something strange happens. You feel empty, quiet, exposed, because chaos was familiar, and peace is new. Your mind will say, "You're becoming cold. You don't care anymore. Something is wrong." Nothing is wrong. You are just no longer feeding emotional noise. Let's make this clear. Detachment is not ignoring your emotions, suppressing pain, pretending you don't care. Detachment is feeling without drowning. You still experience sadness, but it doesn't define you. You still feel anger, but it doesn't control you. You are present, not possessed. This is where everything shifts. People will try the same behaviors: provocation, manipulation, emotional pressure, but it no longer works. Not because you changed them, but because you changed access. They can knock, but you don't have to open the door. Emotionally independent people share traits. They don't explain themselves excessively. They don't chase closure. They don't personalize everything. They understand something deeply. Other people's behavior is information, not instruction. When you stop reacting, silence becomes natural. Not awkward, not passive-aggressive, but intentional. You no longer argue to be understood. You no longer defend your worth. You no longer rush to respond. Silence filters what deserves your energy. There will be a moment of grief, because the old version of you needed approval, feared rejection, sought validation. Letting go of that identity feels like loss, but it's not loss, it's liberation. Here's the paradox. When nothing controls you emotionally, you actually feel more, not less. You enjoy without attachment. You love without dependency. You experience without fear of loss, because you are rooted in yourself. One day, something happens that used to affect you, and it doesn't. You notice it. You breathe. You remain stable. And in that moment, you understand. You are free. Nobody and nothing will affect you again. Not because life became gentle, but because you became sovereign. You don't resist emotions. You don't cling to them. You let them pass, and when you do, you discover the most powerful state of all: inner stillness in a chaotic world. Now let's go deeper, because the truth is, most people don't lose peace because of reality. They lose peace because of meaning. A look becomes disrespect. A delay becomes rejection. A silence becomes abandonment. Your mind doesn't just observe what happens. It interprets it. It labels it. It turns it into a story. And most of the time, that story is not even true. It is simply familiar. Your brain would rather repeat an old pattern than face uncertainty. That's why you overthink. Not because you love thinking, but because your brain is searching for control. It thinks, if I understand everything, I won't get hurt. But the deeper truth is this: you can't control people. You can't control outcomes. You can't control the past. You can only control one thing: your attention. Because attention is where your life goes. Where your attention goes, your emotions follow. Where your emotions go, your decisions follow. And where your decisions go, your life follows. So if your attention is constantly outside of you, your power is constantly outside of you. This is how people become easy to destabilize. One text, one comment, one small disappointment, and suddenly, your inner world is destroyed. But the strong mind does something different. The strong mind asks, is this happening? Or am I imagining it? Is this real? Or is this my fear speaking? Is this an actual problem? Or just discomfort I'm not used to? Because maturity is not never feeling. Maturity is not obeying every feeling. You don't have to respond to everything you feel. You don't have to treat every emotion like it's an emergency. Some emotions are just weather. They arrive, they change, they leave. But if you panic every time a storm appears, you will never build stability. So here is a practice that will change your life. The next time you feel triggered, pause. Don't analyze, don't defend, don't react. Just say internally, something is happening in me. Not, they're doing this to me. Not, this is ruining my day. Just, something is happening in me. This tiny sentence creates separation. It reminds you that you are not your reaction. You are the one witnessing it. And when you witness it, you stop being controlled by it. Another reason people stay affected is because they seek emotional closure. They want the apology. They want the explanation. They want the other person to admit they were wrong. But closure is not something someone gives you. Closure is something you decide. It's a door you close from your side. You don't need perfect understanding to move forward. You just need self-respect to stop returning to what hurts. Because sometimes the message is clear. If someone makes you question your worth, that is your answer. If someone only shows up when it benefits them, that is your answer. If someone disappears and returns like nothing happened, that is your answer. You don't need more signs, you need more boundaries. And boundaries are not aggression. Boundaries are clarity. They are you saying, my peace is not negotiable. My time is not endless. My attention is not free. My energy has a price, and the price is respect. Now listen carefully. Detachment does not mean you become emotionless. It means you become unshakable. You still care, but you don't collapse. You still love, but you don't beg. You still feel, but you don't lose yourself. You stop putting your heart in the hands of things that can't hold it. This is what it means to be sovereign. It means your peace is not a hostage. It means your mood is not controlled by other people's choices. It means you can walk into any room and remain yourself. Not because you dominate the room, but because you don't need the room to validate you. And yes, some people won't like this version of you. Because the version of you who reacted was easier to manipulate. The version of you who reacted was predictable. They could press a button and you would respond. But the new version of you is silent, stable, clear. And that silence is powerful because it says, you no longer have access. You are no longer allowed to enter my mind without permission. You no longer get to control my day with your mood. You no longer get to disturb my peace with your inconsistency. And this is where your real life begins, not when everything becomes perfect, but when nothing outside you can destroy what's inside you. Because inner stillness is not built in easy moments. It is built when life tests you, when someone tries you, when something doesn't go your way, when you feel the old reaction rise and you choose the new response. That is strength. So if you want to close the distance between the reactive version of you and the untouchable version, do this. Stop giving meaning to everything. Stop turning moments into identities. Stop confusing discomfort with danger. And start practicing one rule. Feel it. Observe it. Let it pass. You don't need to win every battle. You need to win your mind. Because the moment you stop reacting automatically, you stop being controlled. You stop being pulled. You stop being shaken. And you become what most people spend their whole lives searching for: a person who is calm, no matter what is happening. A person who is steady, no matter who leaves. A person who is grounded, no matter what changes. That is emotional freedom. And once you taste it, you will never go back.